The saying that no good deed goes unpunished quickly comes to mind whenever I come across this passage from Luke. In this gospel, Jesus is driving out demons and helping people who are afflicted. Now, you would think people would cheer him and praise him or show some form of appreciation for all the good work he's doing. No. Instead, they accuse him of being in cahoots with the demons. They hypocritically identify him with demonic forces, as if to say only light could drive out like. In other words, the crowd is claiming that demons only listen to Jesus and obey him because Jesus is a demon himself. Now, if that isn't the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. Because it takes light to dispel darkness, and it takes good to dispel evil. Jesus is light, and he is good. The people are so cynical and skeptical, they cannot fathom that God is acting in the good that Jesus works in their midst. They have become so jaded, perhaps due to having been disappointed too many times by too many slick sales pitches and broken promises. The truth is, we are these cynical and skeptical people in the crowd. We question facts or motives all the time, and sometimes we do lack in love. Although we tend to use the words skepticism and cynicism interchangeably, there is a difference between the two. Skepticism, or being skeptical, actually comes from the point of view of an open mind, whereas cynicism, or being cynical, comes from a closed mind. A skeptic is an inquirer who hasn't quite arrived at definite convictions. A skeptic is someone who is habitually inclined to doubt than to believe any statement or apparent fact that comes before them. Now, although skepticism isn't necessarily evil, one of its many potential dangers is it makes God distant from us. Why? Because we end up conforming to our own understandings and reservations rather than hearing and listening to God's voice or his calling. And it may also lead us to dissolving any desire we have for God's presence. Skepticism, in turn, leads to cynicism. A cynic, by definition, is pessimistic about life. While a skeptic is a doubter and inquirer, a cynic is a disbeliever. Cynics really are nothing but fault finders. And the first thing they see are the negative qualities of a person, thing, or idea. And they're not shy about pointing them out either. A cynic's heart is really devoid of Christ's joy and peace. And that's not what we're called to be. If skepticism and cynicism have taken an active role in your life, then I think it's time to seek God's healing. More than anyone, it is Christ who needs in our hearts to remove the anger, to dissolve the bitterness, and make us a new creation. So put aside your doubt for a moment and look at something or someone with a more optimistic perspective. Be conscious of the good and of the affirming, the blessed and the joyful in the midst of your home, your work, and even at school. And in the process, you may find ourselves, not just you, but me as well, all of us, we might find ourselves living in a pretty miraculous time and place.
Thank you for joining us for the celebration of the Mass today. It's a blessing that you are with us. Every broadcast of this liturgy goes out to hundreds of people and hundreds of people all over the world. It's been an enormous blessing. If you'd like to support this virtual ministry of OLPH, please go to our website. You can support this ministry by going to GiveCentral so that we can continue to broadcast the liturgy each and every week. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us today. God bless you. Greetings from OLPH.